The final injury report is in for the New York Jets and the Carolina Panthers ahead of their Week 7 matchup. We'll talk about that, some storylines, and everything else. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm going to lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. I'm your humble host, Boy Green. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe if you're watching on the YouTube. Appreciate you. And look at this, right off the top rope. Mother effing chew, baby, with the Boy Green Coffee Club membership. Beautiful MFC. That is 5 raffle tickets, good sir, for our contest this month, which we appreciate. More on those prizes coming up in a little bit. And by the way, that membership went to Delusional Jets Fan. Welcome into the club, Delusional Jets Fan. Now let's go to our special guest that absolutely has no connective tissue to being delusional. It is Hop on Pop here on a Saturday. What's up, Pop? Good morning.
Good morning. Hey now. How's it going?
All right, excellent. It's good to see you all jetted up in the gear. That's nice. All right.
Yeah, I've got to peel back the curtain here for the coffee club here for a moment.
All right.
So, a lot of people think it's amusing when I call you a moron, but they're like, what is that based on? Is it based on the fact that you thought the Jets would be 12-5? Is it based on some of your takes, like before the Broncos game, Justin Fields is the only quarterback without an interception?
That is still true, by the way.
Or if we had a video of us talking as we prepared for the show just now, of you bumbling and stumbling, trying to figure out the math of getting to 17. So we're like 12 wins. Well, you're like, well, the Jets are going to be 11-5. I'm like, it's 16 games. You're like, it's 17 games. You're like, it's 10-6, 12-7. And just the series before you got to, it would be 11-6, delusional moron.
Well, that's great to hear. That's where the Jets are going to be at. But like I said, here's the thing, is that, it's a new 17-game world. We're all getting used to it.
It's not new.
It's relatively new, only a couple years.
Couple years? 10% of your life.
I don't know if that feels too aggressive. I don't know if that math checks out, but I'm not sure if you're the one I should be checking math with, but that's neither here nor there, I suppose.
You're a mathlete, kind of like an athlete from the Ringer movie.
Which that would also count. That would also count as well. Well, everybody, let's make sure we get into the injury report here very quickly. The final injury report is out for the New York Jets. And, well, here it is. I'm going to throw it up here on your bingo screen, and it's not a lot of good news for the Jets. I'm just going to be honest here. It's not a lot of good news for the NYJ as they get ready for the Carolina Panthers. Here's the final injury report. We have 3 doubtfuls, and doubtful, I don't even know why doubtful exists, because, I don't know the hit rate on people. My father loves math. Let's do math, right? So you're fully playing. Well, that's 100%. Probable, 75%, I don't know. Questionable, 50-50. Doubtful feels like 25%. And even 25% seems a little too aggressive. It's much less than that when players are doubtful. And in this particular case, the 3 players that are doubtful for the Jets all did not practice all week. And 2 of them have a hip issue. 1 of them has a knee issue. I know MFC was asking earlier, it's like, how unusual is it to have that many players all battling with a hip? It was initially reported as a hip for old Garrett Wilson. He said 3 guys out with hip injuries. Isn't that unusual? It's actually a knee for old Garrett. They misrepresented it during the game, calling it a hip. It is a knee for Garrett. But yes, 2 guys. Linebacker Cam Jones, he's doubtful. He's been a special teamer and more recently because of the injuries at linebacker. Quante Stigger's been a really good special teamer for the Jets this year. He's doubtful with the hip. Garrett Wilson with the knee did not practice. It looks very doubtful, obviously, for Garrett Wilson to play in this game. And here's the other ones. Michael Carter II was a full participant throughout the entire week, but he's in the final stage of the NFL's concussion protocol. AG said that if Michael Carter II is healthy and ready to go, they would play both he and Jarvis Brownlee in different packages. So both would get on the field. Finally, Jamarcus Weston was a full participant throughout the entire week, which was a progression from last week. He's the undrafted rookie out of Florida, and he would be a special teams ace. So maybe he could be a 1-for-1 swap or Quante Stiggers. He's questionable in the game. Josh Reynolds, after not practicing on Wednesday, we're like, oh boy, are we going to be out with Garrett and Josh Reynolds? He received no injury designation for this game. Pop, your reaction to the Jets side of the injury report here?
Yeah, I'd like to start off with, you're exactly right. Like, there are things that make no sense, the transfer portal in college football. Sure. The injury report, like, and it's not the Jets. You take the Cowboys, CeeDee Lamb, right? Like, he was clearly going to be out. They opted not to go on the IR as the Jets are with Garrett Wilson. But everyone recognized there's zero chance. Like, I don't know what value there is to, like, somebody – if it took any effort for a member of my staff, I'm the head coach, general manager, any effort for anybody to say anything other than Garrett's out, is there any value in that? Because somebody has to do some action, because nobody thinks Garrett Wilson was ever going to play this week. And so to call him doubtful is ridiculous. Like, he's going to be, unless he's going to go in the church and wait in line and go with a tent church, you know what I'm saying? And the snake guy moves to the side, they bring him up to the front, and they're like, you're healed.
Yeah.
Oh, Garrett Wilson's playing now. Yeah, unless he finds a revival tent in East Rutherford, which it might be a little chilly for that nowadays. He's out. He's been out. He's going to be out. I just don't understand it.
Yeah. Also, I don't know how the NFL teams view Adam Schefter, right? But like Adam Schefter on, Monday or Tuesday of this week, Garrett Wilson's going to miss a couple of weeks. And I'm sure the Panthers are like, sweet, we don't got to prepare for him. He's out. Great. And then AG's like, whoa, hey, let's see how the week progresses. And then there's this back and forth with him and the media where they say, so he's got a chance to play? Well, we'll see how the week progresses. So is he out? We'll see how the week progresses. So he left the door open, I guess, for the gamesmanship of Carolina potentially preparing for him or not preparing for him. But yeah, it seems very unlikely. I guess Garrett's a competitor. He's never missed a game in his career, so maybe he'll try to see if there's some sort of voodoo magic that could get him through a game. But like, I think that's dangerous. You should, not make it any worse than it is, which was a hyperextended knee. So allow him to. I want Garrett out there. Like, if he could go out there, phenomenal. I'd love Garrett out there, but I just want to make sure it doesn't get worse. So
that's right.
That seems likely.
Yeah, and I got to bring this up. So Robert Saleh was probably, in retrospect, who knows? But what we do know is he and his coaching staff were, if they were wrestlers, right, they'd be more like a Bret Hart, like terrible on the mic, right? So in interviews, right? In interviews, right? So the Jets, it's been a long time since Bill Parcells was like the Miz, right? Who can get up there and, do the talk, or the Rock, if you will. But Aaron Glenn, the quippiness, the snarkiness, the little quips at the media, that well has run dry. And he really just needs to, he doesn't say, as he said, limited stupid things, or few, if any, as Robert Saleh, who would say them weekly. But I think Aaron Glenn needs to pump the old brakes on being snarky at the media, because it's not like wine or cheese. It's more like rotten eggs. It has not aged well. So he just needs to stay in his lane, if you will.
Yes, and so bad news for the Jets, mostly on this injury report. Again, I guess the only good news is Michael Carter II could be back, but I don't know if a lot of Jet fans want him back because Jarvis Brownlee played so well previously. I guess Josh Reynolds being healthy is good news, but for the most part, it's bad news. The Panthers are actually getting somebody back. They're getting Jalen Coker back, and you may say, who the hell is that? He's been out for this entire season so far, but he had like 500 yards last year, had a couple of explosive plays, and they already have Tedero McMillan, who's been their number one wide receiver. So they're getting another pass catcher, which will make it even more difficult for this Jets defense to sort of rally with. So we'll see on that. Carolina could be missing an offensive lineman, so they could have some reshuffling. But again, I imagine that falls on deaf ears after the Cowboys were missing 80% of their starting offensive line, and it meant nothing for the game. So I'm not even sure why I even bring that up for Carolina, because until the Jets prove they could take advantage of said scenario, well, not sure if that's even worth discussing, Pop. But before the show, so there's the injury report, folks. And again, mostly bad news for the Jets. It is what it is. But you wanted us to put up a poll before the show. We don't do enough polls here on the channel. We used to do them all the time. And,
unlike your high school girlfriend.
Hey, there it is. I'm not going to return fire on that one because that's my mother on the other side. So, but appreciate you playing in the sandbox. And she's in here. So hello, Mother. Good morning.
Hey now, you mom, do you feel better? We love you.
Yeah, member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Appreciate that. But we put up a poll before the show, and it was about what to do with the quarterback situation moving forward. And we presented 4 options. 4 options is the maximum amount of options. So feel free, guys, regardless of where you're watching, like the video, hit subscribe on YouTube, but interact with the poll. What do Jet fans want to do at quarterback moving forward? We presented 4 options. Keep playing Justin Fields, Tyrod Taylor time, bring Brady Cook up. He's currently on the practice squad, or trade for a quarterback. Now, Pop, I will, since you breaking the fourth wall here, you wanted this poll up. Let's sort of walk it through here, and we could talk about sort of the genesis of this.
Yeah, absolutely. I'd actually like to. We can walk through each one.
Well, okay.
I'll start with each one. We'll kind of break it down. And the first one is really, I was going to say I was going to question you. Let's just say I'm calling you out.
Call me out.
Your take on this situation is confusing. I'll break it down. And so I'm gonna quote you at multiple times, right? So
okay, all right.
And I'm gonna paraphrase. You have recognized in many. I watch all your shows, interact with all your shows.
Thanks for being a fan. And the lights on. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. I've been keeping them on for a while. Anyways, your fans. Or you have stated that Justin Fields is clearly not the choice. Other than you're now joking and everything else, you've used the words, and I'm going to characterize your phrase, that he's washed. Okay?
I don't think I've used any of that terminology, but okay.
Not the quarterback of the future. I'll put it in a nicer way.
He has not proven he's the quarterback of the future for the first 6 weeks of the season.
So he is, negative 10 yards passing. Was that what he had last week? Anyways.
Yeah.
You said he's not the quarterback of the future. I, on a previous show or shows, have thought that they should bring in a quarterback, someone that can help him, whatever his major malfunction is, whether it's working through his reads, whatever it is.
Like a personal quarterback coach, right? Yeah.
That's correct.
Yes.
And I've even offered solutions. And one of the people's son is actually on the Jet staff already. But you didn't think we shouldn't do that either. And then, so it's not clear to me. You don't want to bench him for Tyrod Taylor, and I'll get to that one in just a second.
Yep.
And I just don't know. So if he's not the quarterback of the future, and we can all agree that the Jets will not repeat Super Bowl III this year, right? Other than only person that thinks they have a chance is you, that they'll rattle off 11 in a row and go on some freakish run. And yeah. So no team has ever gone with 0-4. I imagine 0-6, 0, less than 0. You can't go.
That's never happened. At 0-4, we had the then San Diego Chargers in 1992 were able to overcome that. But no, 0-6 has not happened yet. So time to make history. But
so anyways,
yeah.
If not the future, if the season, as far as the playoffs go, are not on the horizon,
yeah,
then what? I don't understand. You're right. And you don't want to bring in anyone to help him. And you want him to play. I don't understand your rationale.
Sure.
Because, him saying this week, I'm really going to try harder, okay. Like I really didn't want to throw the ball down the field the first 6 weeks. I really was saving it for now. And gee willikers, I'm really going to give it the college try with my best wide receiver not playing and the wonder twins of Josh Reynolds and Woody's favorite player, are out there.
Yeah.
So I just don't understand your stance.
So yes, this gets me emotional when I talk about these takes. Here it is. I'll lay it very straight down on the table. So the Jets have 3 quarterbacks on their roster, including practice squad. I'll go in reverse. Brady Cook, folks. If we're going to Brady Cook,
no. I want you to focus on Justin Fields. We'll go through all the other ones.
Okay.
Could you focus on Justin Fields only?
Sure. So to me, so far, I want to make sure this is clear. So Jesus. I want to make sure this is clear. Justin Fields so far has clearly not shown that he's the long-term franchise quarterback for the Jets in the first 6 weeks of the season. It is from what you informed me before the show, it's a 17-game season across 18 weeks. So I appreciate that clarity. So there's still a lot of season left to determine that fun fact, apparently not to potentially compete for the playoffs based on what they've shown so far. So for Justin Fields, he hasn't shown it so far, but he's 26. Tyrod Taylor is a decade his elder at 36. Tyrod Taylor's in the last year's deal. There's no guarantee Tyrod Taylor's going to be
Fields.
Justin Fields. Okay, I don't know how else.
I want you to just say, "Here's why," and then you can say, "This is better for me than all the other options."
Justin Fields is better. Okay, Justin Fields has a future in the National Football League. We could talk about how great or not great that future is, but he has a future. The Jets hoisted him as the QB1 in the offseason. They put all their eggs in this basket. They said, Justin Fields is going to be the guy. We're going to ride this train, and he's going to be it. For me, with the Jets season lost from a playoff perspective, what the season has shifted to, in my opinion, is evaluation mode. And Justin Fields is under contract next season. It behooves you to, without a shadow of doubt, through the first 6 weeks, I said that he has not proven to be a franchise quarterback. Shocker. But we don't know what the rest of the season is going to entail for Justin. So he's under contract for next year. And for money, like it's not just a fugazi year. He has $10 million of guaranteed money next year, so he could legitimately be here unless the Jets go out of their way to move on from him. So to me, you continue to ride the Justin Fields train because of his age, because he's still going to be here next year, and see if there's anything there, because Tyrod Taylor, it's impossible not to talk about the other
I think
options.
what you're saying is, you, in your esteemed opinion, and not being funny, you feel we haven't fully evaluated Justin Fields with a full body of work. Is that what?
Correct? Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. Yeah. So no, I just thought it was important, because then when you decide you got to literally isolate it down to him, and you give the answer. I got it. And because when you're doing that now, what would be the options if you didn't decide that? I think the Jets have figured out what the Steelers figured out after 6 games last year, right? They figured out that this is not what we can envision. They apparently have evaluated him after 6 games. They said he was not enough. But let's go on to the rest. I think the next one's quick. I'll do my breakdown.
Okay.
Right. There's 0 sense to playing Tyrod Taylor, right? If you want, the only reason to play Tyrod Taylor is if you thought he was the best option to win, and you thought for your fans' sake, and of course this is Fantasy Island, if you thought for your fans' sake you wanted to win the most games, that would be the only reason, in my opinion, to start Tyrod Taylor. Other than that, he's probably not going to stay healthy for 11 games. It does nothing for you. You're not evaluating him. You know what you have. He's one of the best backups in the league, in my opinion, plug and play. But it doesn't do anything for you. So that's my take on it. So that's, to me, whatever the poll is, unless you just wanted to win and you thought he was better than Justin Fields, I would not start him. And I don't think I would. To me, that's not my vote.
Well, the current poll results have that Tyrod Taylor option as the lowest of all the options. So,
that's right.
Which does not surprise me. Again, we can have a conversation if we're in the middle of this Panthers game and it is -10 net passing yards again. Like, it is so bad that like the entire ship is stopping. We're seeing stuff from the defense. We're seeing stuff from the special teams again. And we're like, good Lord, this quarterback is an anchor on this offense. Boy, we got to go to Tyrod in the middle of this game because we owe it to everybody that's here that like, man, we can't just roll over. Like Justin is continuing a lot of the bad things we saw against Denver. That I'm open to potentially. But yeah, you said a lot of it on Tyrod already. Again, he's 36. Who knows if he's going to be here next year? He wouldn't stay healthy anyway if you turn the keys over to him. The Jets are 0-6. So again, the wins would have only mattered in a season that's hanging in the balance for playoffs. So the Tyrod Taylor element, again, to me, injury only / -10 net passing yards, which was the worst passing performance in Jets history aside. Those are the only two that make any sense whatsoever.
Yep. He makes 0 sense. To me, we'll go on to the Brady Cook. I like this option for Brady Cook. And the reason I like the I don't know what we don't know. But I know that the Jets thought there was value in him when they brought him on the team. And you don't know what you have, right? We didn't know Kurt Warner was going to be Kurt Warner. We didn't know someone you may have heard of, Tom Brady, was going to be Tom Brady. We didn't know that Dak Prescott, a 6th-round draft pick,
4th round,
forget whatever your opinion of him is, right, was going to be him. So there's a school of thought that if you recognize that Fields, and they do a lot more evaluation of Justin Fields than you and I are even capable of, if you think he's clearly not the option, then Brady Cook, then Brady Cook has got to be an option to at least think about, because then you could see what you have, right? He may start 11 games. He may go 6-5.
Oh, Jesus. You can't get Brady Cook is on the practice squad to elevate past Tyrod and past Justin, with 11 games to go. To me, that is just, we are in absolute wonky land if we're going to an undrafted free agent to evaluate what he has. Because, again, Justin Fields' full canvas isn't painted yet. A lot of people would argue it is, but it's not.
I argue that it is.
There you have it.
He's been on 3 teams.
Yeah.
The lowest passing yards ever. And really, what we don't know is what they're doing behind the scenes. But if they are literally doing nothing behind the scenes other than Aaron Glenn, Justin, how much you throw that ball a little down the field now, huh? Right? Because it's going to be more excuses. Now, when he sucks, you go he didn't have Garrett Wilson. If he had Garrett Wilson out there, this would not be the problem. Well, it was the problem in the Cowboys game when he threw him 1 ball in the first half. There was 30-3 before he threw him the second ball that he caught. That's the problem. There's your full evaluation.
Brady Cook, with all due respect, stinks. Obviously, he is hanging on the practice squad. Anyone could sign him right now in the entire league. He's free to sign. There's no practice squad protections anymore. He is available for anyone to take right now. And all season long, no one is sniffed. Why? Because he's a random undrafted free agent.
Because you don't know. Because you have to know something.
He's every fan's favorite quarterback, the backup, the mystery box. Ooh, what could he be? He could be Tom Brady. He could be Dak Prescott of the 4th round.
But this is the opportunity for the Jet season's to find out. If he's not worth anything, don't even keep him on the practice squad.
But Justin Fields has shown Pittsburgh game. You saw something there. The Miami game. There's been
that glass is empty, boy. It's not half full. It is empty. There's nothing in the glass.
It's way too early.
He is setting Jets records. Nobody thought that Justin Fields would come in and be the quarterback of the New York Foot when he was in Dubai, right? Sipping his Dubai gold leaf latte, which is actually a thing with gold flakes in the latte.
Sure.
Gold leaf latte. Nobody thought that within the first 6 games, he would set Jets records at quarterback. He's a record-setting Jets quarterback. It's time to embrace that he sucks.
All right. And let's quickly address the last option, because the last option makes no sense. To trade for a quarterback. The Jets are 0-6. Again, why are you giving up an asset in a season where you should be acquiring assets? You should be adding more, not shedding less. That, to me, I don't get that final option at all, unless somehow, and I'm sure this will rev the engine, is if there was a Shedeur Sanders that someone said, hey, a developmental quarterback that's just hanging out there in the wind, and that you valued higher than Brady Cook. And he said, oh, well, if he could be had for nothing, that's worth an evaluation. That would be something. But no, I don't anticipate, I don't know how many of those kinds of quarterbacks are available. How many teams would give up said developmental quarterback if they had it themselves? That doesn't make any sense to give up. So the entire trade quarterback option to me at 0-6 makes no sense.
Yeah, I disagree.
Okay.
I would say, well, and I cannot point to facts on this. I'll be very clear. But in some, we've talked about this before, right? In every quarterback on the New York Jets, every quarterback in the NFL, every coach on the Jets, every coach in the NFL, position coach, has a who are you going to call, right? If I had to go get somebody now, let's say our starting quarterback got hurt on the fourth play of the game, who am I going to play? Who am I going to call? Apparently nobody, so that worked out well. But anyways, there's somebody out there that we don't know. We don't know. They have their, top 10. Sure. This is our developmental talent of quarterbacks, either backup or practice squad or whatever it is, that we would go after, that interest us, that were not available previously, that we would trade for. And again, I'm looking at it as an 11 game runway to the future. This is the whole reason I wanted to put the poll up. This is the whole reason for it. I have nothing against Justin Fields. Again, I still fully think they should convert him to a slash type thing, a trick play quarterback, go out there very much like Cordell Stewart, my good buddy from New Orleans, right? And use him in that way, and use him with some trickery. And then this is 11 game runway to see if Brady Cook's worth it or not, or to find that quarterback in the rough that is the next. And I'll use Kurt Warner because I don't want to use Tom Brady because it makes Jets fans sick to their stomach, and mine too. But that is why I would trade for a quarter. If I have this guy, I would go, hey, Aaron Glenn, remember we talked about this guy? I think this is a golden opportunity to trade for him like Brownlee. There's dumb teams out there. We can bring this kid in, see what we have, and then we may not have to use our number 1 draft pick. And maybe we don't get the number 1 draft pick. Now it's the number 5 draft pick. We have more holes to fill than quarterback. We have an 11 game runway to decide where we're going to head for the next quarterback. I agree. I think it should be Brady Cook or go trade. The other two options make no sense to me.
And I think there's a reason why that keep playing Justin Fields is 45% of the votes right now, is the number 1 among the fans in the poll right now.
47.
There you go. It keeps rising. I would say it's this. While I just said, well, the Jets clearly aren't making the playoffs. Math says this, percentages, it's never happened. The honest truth is, obviously, Aaron Glenn and their coaching staff are never going to say that. They're trying to win games.
Sure.
So they're not going to play a Brady Cook that's ever done it before. How do you sell that to the team or anything? That I know all you guys are fighting for those wins we were talking about, but we're actually in evaluation mode. So we don't give a shit about wins anymore. So,
I would bring him on the active roster. And then I'm not saying he would start tomorrow, but you bring him up, you put him on the active roster, you let him start getting the second team snaps or the first team snaps, and you ease him in. That's what I'm talking about.
But I know, but that's wild because he's Brady Cook.
You're 0-6.
Justin Fields is the best quarterback option. Let's just call it how we see it. Justin Fields is the best quarterback option the Jets have,
I can't get there.
And that's why he continues to be the quarterback. That's why everyone's voting for him.
He's the worst quarterback in Jets history.
That's over exaggeration. In a single game performance, he had that poor performance. But the fact of the matter is that Justin Fields is the best quarterback option for the Jets. They're going to continue to ride this train. They need to continue to ride this train. They're 0-6. The playoff part of the season is lost, but they must continue to evaluate Justin Fields. And again, he brings a dynamic rushing ability to the table that none of the other quarterbacks, if you combined all their superpowers together, can provide to this team. So they did it. This is the bet they made in the offseason. They chose in those free agency meetings in February of all right, fuck Aaron Rodgers. Now, where are we going to go? They came to a consensus and said Justin Fields is the quarterback we're targeting and going after. They signed him. They immediately crowned him as a QB1. They are all in on Justin Fields at a minimum for this season, and they're all in. So while some fans may not like it and may not enjoy that, it is what it is. They're riding this Justin Fields train. They're not going to Brady Cook until maybe there's like 2 games in the season left or something, if they were ever going to do it, and that's what's going to happen. So it may not be a comfortable conversation for people to have. This Justin Fields train is not stopping anytime soon.
Somebody did correct me. He's not the worst quarterback, but he's not. Apparently, you don't favor him. But the quarterback, one of the quarterbacks you did favor in the past, is the worst quarterback. Let him boil. But anyways,
boiled over.
This just in, they've actually announced some of the NFL postseason awards. I don't know if you realize that they've been announced now. And so I don't have an ESPY here, but I have this, right? It's a little Conor McGregor pop up. So this is the award that's going to be given. This award is given to Justin Fields as the number 1 quarterback who's capable of, in the fourth quarter, when down 20 or more points, of scoring about half of the points that he needs against a prevent defense and the scrubs to bring the game into, at least only losing by 10 or more points from being down 20. So congratulations. The best almost fourth comeback quarterback in the NFL. Half of his stats, almost all of his touchdowns, came in when they're down by 14 to 24 points. Congratulations.
Great. Actually, can you grab him back? I'm just getting word, and we have another award to give out. This is unbelievable. Wow. Grab that for me, Pop. Can you grab that again?
Just be careful, because what you're about to say is going to come back to haunt you.
Oh my God, this is great. Oh, this award is for Brady Cook. The Who the Fook is That Guy award. No one knows who he is. Like Jesus. So present him the award. Who the fuck is that?
There you go.
That's it.
And this just in, who's putting forth Brady Cook, would like to apologize. It's absolutely fucking new one. All right.
Come on, man. Come on.
Got to do something different. That's the whole point. All I really care about is the Jets do something different when the Justin Fields this week. But saying he's going to try harder can't be the answer. That's really it. Because they did one thing they did correctly is he had at least 1 to 2 intentional runs. That was positive against the Denver Broncos. They should have done it more.
Sure.
But they did do some intentional runs. And so play to his strengths, and then whatever it is, take him to a psychiatrist, hypnotize him, do something like, hey man, there really are options 2, 3, and 4 when you have a route and passing. It's not one, stare at that person for 10 seconds while you're getting sacked, or one, and after 8 seconds, you're like, oh, I can run. He's got to look at his other options.
With that being said, is there anything you'd like to get to before we get to the fans? Do you have a prediction for tomorrow you'd like to share?
I do. I do have a prediction.
All right.
And I was actually looking at the entire Jets schedule. And, some of the games.
It's lining up, baby.
Some of the games, like, you have to look at some of these teams that you had penciled in as wins.
Yes.
I'm looking at the schedule, and I see 2 wins.
Oh, come on, man.
All these teams that you had penciled in as automatic wins have shown that's what the Jets haven't, right? Except for week 1.
Yeah.
Right. So you look at, pick one, the Carolina Panthers, who blanked the Atlanta Falcons.
0-3 on the road.
Who smacked around the Bills.
Sure.
Right. So I see trouble ahead. I think there's a Miami win. Capri Pants is going to lose and be fired here shortly. But I don't know if there's any you can pencil in. Anything can happen any given Sunday. Ask Al Pacino and LL Cool J.
Yeah.
But I think it's going to be tough.
Here are winnable games on the Jet schedule. Carolina is winnable. They're 0-3 on the road. You could beat Carolina. Cincinnati. You could beat Cincinnati. You could beat Cleveland. Cleveland has Dylan Gabriel and Joe Flacco, these other guys at quarterback over these next couple of weeks.
What was Joe Flacco's quarterback rating on Thursday night?
I don't know.
How many interceptions did he throw?
I'm unaware. Yeah.
0. What was his passing yards?
Well, the
342 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions.
Steelers defense sucks, so who cares? All right, so let's keep moving. So New England, we'll see what happens. Baltimore will probably have Lamar Jackson back. That's difficult. Atlanta's a toss-up. They've been hot and cold. They lost 30.
Toss-up? What?
They lost 30-0 to the Carolina Panthers.
I just said that. I know.
Well, I know. Well, so that makes it a toss-up. That sometimes they're hot and sometimes they're cold. If they're cold, they stink. All right. So Falcons toss-up. You mentioned the Dolphins. Jacksonville, who has been very good so far. We'll see what they are at that point in the season. The Saints stink. New England, we just talked about. And Buffalo, obviously, is really good. So there are plenty of winnable games on that schedule.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams are up and down. There's a lot of there's not a lot of great teams this year. It was one of the first seasons that it was only like week 5 or 6 that there was no more undefeated, so that the playing field is more level. But the Jets got to show it.
They're going to show it tomorrow. The Jets are beating the Panthers. Lock it in.
Hold on. So, anyways, I would say if the Jets defense that played against the Broncos shows up, and if Justin Fields is truly able to move the ball down the field, then the Jets have a chance. None of those things have been proven. I want the Jets to win. I said they're going to go 9-8. That was my prediction. But they have not shown that they can do either of those things. Justin Fields has shown zip and pip.
We're seeing that tomorrow.
2 weeks ago, the Jets gave up 180 yards on the ground.
That's right.
Right, against the rushing offenses is not as good as Carolina's. So I would like to say that the Jets are going to win. I would like the Jets to win. I hope the Jets win, but I zero chance of the Jets winning against Carolina.
Oh boy. Okay. The Jets are.
If they win, it's going to be because Justin Field threw the ball down the field and the defense shows up again, which they have not proven the consistency that they can.
AG has a chance to put a feather in his cap. A lot of people think Aaron Glenn is an idiot and in over his head. If he's able to beat the Carolina Panthers,
it seems that way.
If he's able to beat the Carolina Panthers without Garrett Wilson, that would have been a masterful coaching performance of finding out ways to move the ball. Of moving the ball and, getting the ball to different playmakers. Everybody eats. There's not one guy that's having a 40% target share on offense, and everyone is finding ways to creatively do things. So Aaron Glenn will deserve a lot of love if he's able to do this. Now, the Carolina Panthers are not the Philadelphia Eagles from week 6 when the old regime did it with Robert Saleh and Jeff Ulbrich, where there was no sauce, no DJ Reed, and they found the way to stifle the Eagles passing game, and they won that game. And we all said, wow, look at the coaching performance there. Beating the Panthers is not the same level, but it's the same idea of overcoming obstacles of your own injuries and finding ways to win. I'm telling you, Jets win, baby. First win of the season.
I hope they do, but, the proof of the inadequacy of the offensive coaching staff, you have to look no further than in a very tight game. And I'm not even going to talk about Eric Glenn's, I don't want to call it coaching or time management. We're not going to dive into that gem. And the fact that he can't even explain his mindset. We're not going to deal with that. But here's the fact. In a very close game, how many times, and, Garrett Wilson gets hurt. How many times did we throw it to one of the best receiving running backs in the league? How many times did we throw it to him last week? How many receptions did Breece Hall have last week? Oh, wait a minute. Is that Hackett?
That's actually
Hackett. Oh, just in. Hackett said that Breece Hall can catch. He's a pretty good receiver. How many times did Jets throw it to him last week? Oh, wait.
Well, the receptions were the same as the targets, both 0. And,
right.
So, but that's all right. They're going to get it going this week. They have no choice with no Garrett Wilson. They got to throw it to somebody. And I imagine Breece Hall and Mason Taylor are going to be
Justin
two of the
Fields
top options.
Proved you don't have to actually throw it to anyone.
So apparently so. Here it is. Let's do this. Let's take a timeout. We'll get to the fans. That's next.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! Fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. I'm talking Jets football, man. Moron! Fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. The New York Jets football club. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. Everyone,
J-E-T-S, Jets.
Boy Green, fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. Talking Jets football, man. Boy Green, fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green.
J-E-T-S, Jets.
Let's go!
No wins this season, but that time at the tailgate was immaculate. Shout out to Hep there for the
Great
Jets
time.
Cowboys game. That was a wonderful time, and thank you to the 60-plus Jet fans that all came out for that. That's going to be a new annual thing, so every year we're going to pick a Jets home game, and we're going to all tailgate and have a great time together. So very much looking forward to it. And again, shout out to the fans for that. Let's go to the phone lines. That is a pinned comment on youtube.com/boygreen25. You guys would like to interact with the show. The show also streams on Facebook and Twitter. So if you guys do want to call into the show, YouTube is the place to do it. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. There's a free way to contribute to this program. Let's start off with the Hepster who kicks us off. What's up,
Hey
Hep?
now.
Hey Pop, hey Paul, hey guys in the chat. Yeah, that was really a great time at the tailgate. That was a good memory. And you know what? We could say we were at a historic game because of how bad it was. We could say we were at ground zero, man, until it built up.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's a good point. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have to agree with Pop in as far as getting Brady cooking. However, I would wait until after the bye week. And I'm thinking that this game is very pivotal. If we're going to see what Glenn is right now, he's right up against the wall. He's got to get a win. He's got to get something up. This is it for him. This is a team coming in, no wins on the road. I mean, this is it. He's putting all the chips in, and it's going to go one way. It's either going to go, we're going to start to see a little improvement, or we're going to really go off the rails. And that's where I think we're at right now. So this is the real fork in the road for Glenn. I hope, we'll see. I don't know what to hope for anymore. I just hope for some good football,
That's it, which, again, we're going to be doing the play-by-play watch party tomorrow, so hopefully touchdowns and a lot of fun plays. Hopefully it'll be a good time. We'll be there either way.
Thanks. See you tomorrow.
All right, I'll be there. Yes. So, yes, if you guys, we've been doing it all season outside of the Cowboys game, which is the game we were at. Around 12:50, we come on for the live watch party and play-by-play, and we do a 3+ hour live stream of the game where I give you play-by-play analysis and react live to that contest. So we'll be doing that for the Carolina Panthers Week 7 game, mañana. That is a home game for the New York Jets at MetLife Stadium. All right, let's.
Are you going to
ahead.
pick a random game in the bye week to do play-by-play to keep?
It's funny that so what I've tried to do is because I've never done this before, is I tried to study other people. Like, what do other people do for play-by-play? What does their graphics look like? What are they saying? Are they doing play-by-play? Or are they just sort of sitting there going, "Oh, wow, cool," which some people do. I'm like, "Oh, interesting, wow." So not everyone goes that deep. Some people are more relaxed doing it, and there is people out there that are like a Packers fan. I'll give a shout out to one of them. He's a Packers fan, but he just does play-by-play for random games. And it's not even play-by-play, really. It's more reaction. He's drinking a beer and going, and making random observations. And so, yeah.
Yeah, you know what might be cool?
What's that?
Is doing play-by-play of the Red Zone channel.
That would be wild. Taking Scott Hansen's Syracuse job. That would be interesting. I normally don't watch a Red Zone outside of a bye week, so bye week could be the time to do it, I guess, where you're just reacting to the biggest plays. That would increase the touchdowns that are being discussed on the show. That's for sure. All right.
Just a thought.
Yeah, hey, it's definitely worth it. We got a couple other people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. Let's go to the phone lines. I think this is the first time we've had this guy on the show. Let's bring him in. Peter Castro on the program. What's up, Peter?
Hey, hi, Boy Green. Hi, Pop. How you doing?
Hey, now.
Yeah, good. Yeah, thanks for calling in.
I was a Justin Fields believer. I really thought he'd be good with the Jets.
Uh-huh.
I've been a big fan for a long time, not of Justin Fields, but I watched him a few times on prior teams, and I thought that he would be pretty good. But they're not utilizing him properly at all. First of all, I thought they brought him in to be a running quarterback, have a triple threat in the backfield with Brees, Braylon Allen and him, and they're turning a running quarterback into a pocket passer. And after watching him for four or five games, he stinks. He absolutely stinks. He can't throw the ball. He doesn't process the field, and he's not going to get any better. He's worse than Zach Wilson.
Whoa,
And,
Peter,
yeah,
I like the brutal honesty. I respect that, and you're absolutely right. The fact that they do not have 3 to 6, 6-pack of designated runs for Justin Fields, designed running plays every game.
exactly.
Like, what are you doing? What
Yeah.
are you doing? I'm with you 100%.
I mean, last week at the end of the game, instead of having him drop back 2 times or 3, why didn't they run the ball and just get another 5 or 7 yards and kick a field goal? This guy cannot throw the ball, and he's shell shocked. He's shell shocked. He's
right.
not even looking at the receivers. He's
Spread
not
them
even
out.
looking.
5 wide receiver set. Take a half a step back and then go.
Go. I just don't get it. I think the coaching staff is terrible. I really do. And Aaron Glenn showed you what he's all about. Anybody with a half a brain at halftime knows what to do, or at the end of the game. He's lost in space. He talks about Parcells. He talks about the Detroit Lions. We're not worried about those teams. We're worried about the Jets. We want to win, and we're not going to win with him. Sorry, guys. But I love you both. I watch your show, and thanks for taking my call.
Of course, there he is, a legend, Peter Castro. I've seen him on many other Jets content creator shows, so it's cool to. I know a lot of people watch the show, but don't call in. But great to hear from Peter, an absolute legend. I've seen him on many Jet shows. It's a pleasure to have him on the show for the first time.
Yeah, we met a few that came to the tailgate. Actually, right, the one that bought the seat right next to me.
The Chad.
Shout out to Shad if you end up watching this. Nice to meet you. The Ant-Man never doesn't call in, but
Ant Jets 82, correct? Yep. So we have a lot of people in our universe. Shad's awesome. It was great. We hosted him at the Esden Zone table at Chef Kevin Gilbert's restaurant, which he followed up and said that was like the highlight of the weekend. So he really appreciated us bringing him over. Why wouldn't we? Shad's awesome and has been a great supporter of the show. So appreciate that from Shad. And it's Peter, I get the frustration from you and other Jet fans, Hap agreeing with you and all this stuff. The quarterback play obviously has not been great, and the fact
it hasn't been
great.
That's a label. It's not great.
What do you want, man?
I want you to be honest.
That is honest. It's not great. That's a fair
historically
analysis.
Bad.
That'd be another way to say it.
Which is that? So which is it? If you have historically bad or not great, if that was the scale, where do you think we fall? Is
both
it closer
of them are in the same area?
Historically bad or closer to not great?
Some people would say Anthony D says not been great. It's been putrid. Those would be both apt descriptions for it. I'm being honest. It's been really awful.
Oh, there. Okay, that's much better than not great.
Disgusting, disturbing, off-putting,
revolting.
Traumatic. For my therapist.
And it's people get wrong. I want the Jets to win. I watch every game unless it's on at the same time as the Cowboys, and even then, I'll use 2 screens. I want them to win.
We're not going 0-17. We're not going 0-17.
I think it's almost impossible to go 0-17 for many reasons.
Right. Teams are hot and cold. Obviously, look at Carolina. Literally, they're 3-0 at home, which is awesome, but they're 0-3 on the road. And they have found ways to win against opponent. The Falcons are a great example, right? They took out the Buffalo Bills. Impressive. Monday Night Football. Bills are awesome. They took them out. They lost 30-0 to the Panthers, so they couldn't do anything. Michael Penix was throwing picks left and right. Like, people have bad games. So the Jets inevitably are going to catch a team with their pants down, and they're having a bad game, and you just take them out. So it's going to happen. It's going to happen.
The ball's going to bounce.
Win.
But that whole home and away thing that's fugazi. Like that's a garbage stat.
What? The Panthers have been
it
talking
is
about it all
factually
week.
true, but to draw a hypothesis from that is ridiculous. Yes, so that's not a thing. Look at that. That's not it. That's not a leg up.
The travel,
I'm saying
the being able to succeed on the
travel from North Carolina. So like Indy, like Indy.
So you're
Indy
saying
and
it's
Philly,
random.
They were off their game.
So you're saying it's random, that the fact that they're 3-0 at
I'm
home is
saying it
completely
can
random,
be
and being 0-3 on the
but
road.
it's not always going to. You can't just draw a trend there. Well, every time they travel somewhere, it's going to be bad. It's a short trip for them.
It's not even. It's anywhere. Anywhere they've gone, they haven't won. I didn't say that's an automatic win for the Jets because the Panthers can't travel, but it is a fact that they have not won on the road.
They have not won on the road. That is true. That is true.
Yes. And why don't you give us the breakdown? You guys just played the Panthers. Your Dallas Cowboys played them. What's the takeaway for the Carolina Panthers? I'm sure you walked into that game saying you're about to smack around the Panthers, and that didn't happen. So what?
No, I did not think that. I was concerned
right.
as the Jets to be concerned with the 24th ranked run defense going against the hottest running back in the NFL right now. And
although
it's not
Chuba Hubbard is coming back and he's fully healthy.
Yeah, only Aaron Glenn or Robert Saleh go, you know what? He's the starting running back. I'm sorry, Rico Suave. You need to step back because I don't care if you're rushing 200 yards a game or 200 yards a game.
Chuba just got $40 million. So at a minimum, it's going to throw him off. They're going to have to make decisions. I don't think Rico's just going to get 100% of the snaps. Like, they're going to split it up with Chuba. And I'm saying Chuba's good, but that could disrupt whatever they've got going on there that they now have to split it.
You let that guy ride. Chuba Hubbard stands on the sideline blowing his hubba bubba.
That sounds disturbing, but thank you for sending that.
Hey, now, come on.
No, so, we'll just see what happens. Let's go back to the phone lines. Indy sipping his coffee. I'll assume it's coffee in that mug at this time of day. What's up, Indy?
Hey, good morning, Pops. BG. It's always a pleasure to see you. Pops, I agree. You got to put Brady Cook in there. BG, come on. You put the
Brady
up.
Cook.
You put the pull up, and
what is the pull? Right
I don't see it anymore.
We know what we you
just got to click it at the top there. Yeah.
The experiment has failed. This is two experiments in a row. We tried the Aaron Rodgers thing, didn't work. We moved on. We've tried the Justin Fields thing. It's not working. Move on. You're not losing anything by starting Brady Cook. There's nothing that you're not going worse than what we are. Right?
I don't know about that.
It is literally impossible to have a worse quarterback play than last week.
If Brady Cook starts and we lose the next 6 games, we're both 0-6. Did we get any worse? I still think, and I was screaming this at halftime last week. Fields needs to be benched. I
don't disagree. Even though he's in the moment,
even though he's from Ohio State, I like the guy. But he's just mentally there's something broken there. I don't know what it is. Okay, he can fix it on the sidelines. Yeah,
You think the Bears didn't want to fix it? You think the Steelers didn't want to fix it?
The Bears had an incompetent coaching staff. And so does
how do you? I think the audacity that you just said that the Bears have a bad coaching staff is ludicrous.
We're fresh. We don't know if the Jets are bad yet. There's a lot of new.
I think the Bears broke him. I think that's who broke him because he wasn't coming. He didn't come out of college broken.
That's good. Right.
But the Bears broke him. Kind of it's the reminiscence of David Carr, not Derek Carr, David Carr. And that the kid was just broken.
He had the shit beat out of him. He got sacked like 70 times in his rookie season, for God's sake.
Exactly. And I think Fields is just I don't even know if he'll even make Tyrod Taylor status as a journeyman backup. I just don't think he can because with Tyrod can play. He just can't stay healthy. With Fields, I wouldn't trust him as a backup because if your main quarterback goes down, look at what you're going to get. I'm just not. I think the experiment's over. We've seen what we've seen. He's had maybe 2 decent games. Really, just one if you can count the Steelers game. That's about it. Everything else is just mostly garbage time. And any quarterback can look above average in garbage time. It's in the 3/4 of the game that count, and in all reality, 5 of the 6 games he's not looked. He's looked horrible.
But here's the thing:
75% of his stats come from fourth quarter when they're down by 14 to 24 points.
Here's the thing that's totally unfair for Justin. Let's go through each of the, like week 4. It's not his fault. Braylon Allen dives towards the end zone, gets a ball punched out. The whole game flips. That has nothing to do with Justin Fields. Dallas driving down the field, and then Breece Hall gets a ball punched out right before the end zone. Like, that's not Justin Fields' fault. And then all of a sudden, now he's got to make up garbage time because the Jets' defense sucks and his running backs are fumbling all over the place. And then he's put in these positions. He was putting up fine numbers, and then all of a sudden, the game gets out of hand. The game's not getting out of hand all the time because of Justin. Sometimes it is. Justin's made mistakes with fumbles. The Buffalo game, he gets stripped. The Dolphins game, he gets stripped. But like from an overall sense, that's the thing that feels inherently unfair for Justin, is that the defense has not done him any favors outside of Denver. And then the 2 fumbles in key situations, the Jets were going to tie the game against Dallas at the end of the first half. So the Dolphins game, they were going to take the lead.
So what happened? What happened after the Cowboys scored after the fumble?
What are you talking about?
What happened the rest of the half?
Oh, boy. I'm saying with those moments, you're just wiping those moments away. But those are important moments.
One drive, they get the ball punched out and it was stopped. What about all the other drives? They get the ball.
Let's talk about the
Cowboys
first drive.
scored.
Let's talk about that first drive. What do we do? Justin Fields, we march the ball down, and right when we get in within the 20, 30-yard line, what does he do? We kick a field goal because he can't. He just can't produce touchdowns.
Garrett Wilson wide open, running right towards us. He threw the ball 10 yards over his head and 10 yards past him. Right? That can't happen.
The Denver defense is very good.
It's very good. I'm talking about the Cowboys. At the Cowboys game, that first drive, Fields, in essence, choked, and we ended up having to take 3 points instead of turning it into 7. And that's what he does. He gets us kind of close, and then we kick a field goal, and then and yes, the defense kind of let him down, but you can't count on the guy to get us a touchdown. When you needed a touchdown instead of a field goal, you're not going to win against Dallas kicking field goals.
I agree.
And he's got to make these kind of throws, and he's not doing it. And we watched several other games where where they throw 10 in the box, and the guy and Garrett Wilson's out wide on single coverage with no safeties up. I mean, they rolled both safeties up to the backside of the box. And
there's no excuse.
Any quarterback is going to go, I don't care if it's a run play, pass, whatever it is. We're gonna just toss it in the back of the end zone and give Garrett a 50-50 ball. He doesn't do it. I don't know if he's scared. I don't know if he's taught
he clearly
not to. I don't know what the problem is, but whatever his problem is he's broken right now. And I feel sorry for AG because he's in a spot where we have a starting quarterback. We guaranteed him the starting job, and he's proven so far that he's not that guy, and maybe he needs to sit down for a game and say, hey, you need to regroup and figure out if you want to win, then go out there and just win the damn game. If you can't do it, then then you're going to sit on the bench, and I'm okay with that because
Matthew Stafford is king of and was back in the Detroit days. Fuck it, Megatron's down there somewhere, and just chucks it up there and tries to see if a play gets made. And that's what Justin obviously has not done through the first 6 weeks of the season. You highlighted several instances where he doesn't. And the thing that sucks is Garrett Wilson is very likely not going to play in the game tomorrow, despite what the injury designation says. So he's probably not going to play in that game tomorrow. So now Justin is going to have this renewed aggressive attitude with Josh Reynolds and Tyler Johnson, these random guys. Hopefully plays are still being made from some of those cats, but that's the part that Justin clearly has to let go of the training wheels and just let it rip. Now we're here in week 7, so I wish he would have come to this realization a little bit sooner.
I would say outside he's still open, right? You got Arian Smith
Yeah.
He's going to be one of the fastest players on the field.
Sure.
And Lazard, forget what you think about Lazard, right? He will go up and high point the ball, right? Throw the ball down the field, right?
I think that, you take away the tight end and you take away the running back, Fields probably doesn't throw more than 5 times to anybody else
Say
in
it
this
one more
game.
time? Oh, in
If you-
Carolina. I
outside
thought
of-
you were talking about historically. No, okay, I got you.
No, I'm talking about tomorrow's game.
Yeah.
If you take out the tight end and the running backs, you got all the wide receivers. I bet he doesn't throw. He probably doesn't have more than 5 attempts.
Let's go back. Let's go back to your example. You blame Brees Hall's fumble, right? The entire body of work for more than a half of football.
There was helmet-to-helmet contact on that Brees Hall fumble.
There was not. You're so ridiculous. Go watch the tape. For more
That's what
than
Nick Ferry had told me.
Nick Ferry's an idiot. He got punched out from
that's
behind.
Not nice. That's not nice.
The ball got punched out from behind. I went and watched that after he said that helmet-to-helmet contact because it was on the other side of the field of us. I went and watched the game. The dude got punched out from behind.
There was wind. There was a dog barking.
You're such an idiot. But anyways, I would tell you this. Here's the counter to your point that Justin Fields, that ball getting punched out from Brees Hall. Here's the thing.
Okay.
Through more than halfway through the third quarter, poor Justin Fields was traumatized. He threw it to Garrett Wilson once in almost 3/4 of football when they were down.
Part of that is on Tanner Engstrand. What are the
6
plays?
minutes and 30 seconds was the second pass that Garrett Wilson caught in the Cowboys game. 6 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter, went down 30-6. So that's on Justin Fields. 100%.
You look at you brought up Matt Stafford when Megatron was up there. But
yes,
let's look at something. Let's look at something more current. Look at what Justin Jefferson does when no matter who the quarterback is, whether it's they went through he's went through a couple of different. Sam Darnold would just chuck it up there and say, "I'm going to give you a chance." We've never given any of our wide receivers this year in all 6 games we've watched a pass to go a 50-50 ball. I want to just see throw it up there and try. And we don't even try it.
Why is that? That's what I'm curious about. What the question is this, and we're not going to know the answer to this. Is Justin Fields just scared and he just refuses to throw the ball? Maybe. Are the coaching staff behind the scenes? Is it back to Mark Sanchez days at the end of his run? We'll all remember this. He looked at the sideline, red card, yellow card, green card of how risky he was allowed to be on throws. Is that how they're coaching him behind the scenes, saying, Justin, don't you even freaking think about throwing an interception? This defense and special teams are going to do it. Don't fuck up. Is that what's happening? I have no idea.
We could all admit that
the
Mark
case,
Sanchez
then the coaching needs
maker.
gone too.
What was that, Pop? I'm sorry.
So we could all agree that Mark Sanchez isn't the best at decision making. Hey, now.
Well, there's that. But if that's the case, if the coaching staff is if the reason Justin Fields is not playing well is because they've got the restraints on him and they're trying to turn him into something that he's not, then Fields and the coaching staff can all go at the end of the year, because that's what's going to happen. And I'm sorry, that's just the way it is. But if that's not the case, and they're sitting there saying, "Look, you can try this," and he's just sitting there trying to make the decision. Well, what do I do? And 6 seconds later, he gets sacked. I mean, 6 seconds. He's holding on to the ball. How many quarterbacks in the NFL get to hold on to the ball for 5 seconds? And he had it for 6 and couldn't make a decision. That's I don't think that can't be on the coaching. That you can't coach that to say keep holding on to the ball until this happens, whether it's 3 seconds or 6 seconds. You just hold it. That is on him. That is on him. I'm just disappointed in Fields. I was really a Fields supporter. I thought the kid could come in and at least be a spark. And he's turned out not to be. And again, we as New York Jets fans are used to, the experiment failed.
Yes.
And we the problem with the New York Jets is we always hold on to the experiment one season too long.
Yeah.
There's
11 games of capital left to find out can we get the next franchise quarterback, or is it really go fish in the draft again? And so 11 games is invaluable to just throw away. Well, we'll really hope he's going to pull it through now.
You are where you are. You're stuck in the middle of the season. You have to deal with what the options that are available.
I mean, you look at can you truly evaluate Arian Smith?
And so far, absolutely not. He's got 4 catches for 24 yards. He's got nothing.
Yeah. You know, is that a fault of Arian Smith? I mean,
probably not, but I guess we don't know what his knowledge of the playbook is or stuff of that nature. That I don't know.
Right.
And what did Tanner say this week? Something on Thursday about he's still being a rookie. So I don't know what that means. We're left to interpretation.
I don't either. I know that the biggest fault he had, and everybody talked about it when they drafted him, was he was dropping. He couldn't. We
haven't seen that.
Right.
Yeah,
there's not enough of a sample size to judge. We got no idea.
Yeah.
But that's the silver lining to the Garrett injury, though, is that hopefully if Arian can't do anything in this Panthers game, and I mean by do anything, he's not getting targeted or anything, then fuck me. Then when is he ever going to get the rock if Garrett's not there? Yeah. So tomorrow will be a telltale.
We had an F-bomb from Bob yesterday, and now we got one from BG today. Yeah, I didn't have that on my bingo card.
Oh yeah, the Bob one got me yesterday. I
about dropped my phone.
Yeah, that was
impressive. You've got Arian Smith who's not dropping passes, and Justin Fields not throwing interceptions. I mean, those are our silver linings.
There we go, and we'll see if we can build on it tomorrow.
It's good to see you, Pops, again. Let's hope that we get to do this again next year. The tailgate was a blast, and it's always great to meet some Green family.
Absolutely.
Sure. Thanks,
Uncle Indy.
There he is, Uncle Indy. That was a lot of fun. Again, that tailgate was spectacular. Guys, again, I'll give another couple of warning shots here months out. Like, again, if you went, then you already know how awesome it was and how much of a fun time it was. But if you didn't go and you're like, God damn, I missed it for whatever reason, make sure you're watching the show, of course, but that you just save your shekels and have them ready. Because, like, again, it's not me, it's the Jets. As soon as these spots are called for, they have to be immediately paid for. So, folks, just be ready. As soon as we got the info, we are 100% going to have it ready for you guys. So, again, can't wait. We'll decide during the offseason what game that's going to be for the Jets, but we're going to do this every year. It's going to be a lot of fun. Pop, that's going to bring us to the conclusion of this train, a very passionate show for sure. Appreciate everybody who chimed in throughout the program. I see we have 300 people in the room, and 100 of those 300 people, Pop, are watching on the old YouTube. And yet I see that we only have 37 likes. Pop, do you have any advice or insights to these people?
That's right. Hey, now, take that like button to Pound Town, people. What are you doing? Let's go.
It's the free way to contribute. So, again, I say that all the time, and maybe it gets taken for granted, like it's some just zing YouTube words I use, but it really makes a tremendous difference. So, to the 100 people that are watching on my YouTube channel right now, please like the video. We appreciate the super chats and memberships and all the raffle tickets and stuff, but really the free way is a thing that really helps drive the show to other Jet fans and helps it grow. So, folks, make sure you do that. Pop, any final thoughts?
Well, I don't think it's going to happen. I hope Justin Fields lets it rip. I hope we sign Brady Cook to the 53-man roster, and I hope the Jets defense and special teams show up as they did last week, and the Jets will win. We just haven't seen it.
We will have over 5 hours of live streaming coverage tomorrow. This is our final show for today, but we'll have over 5 hours live streaming coverage of our Boy Green Daily pregame show with NFL insider Matt Lombardo. We'll have the NFL live watch party for 3+ hours, and then the postgame show tomorrow, hopefully for the first time this season, a celebration. We can only hope. So, Jet fans, thank you kindly, and go Jets.